What's up guys, I'm at the channel. What we're doing today, working on the Peterbilt. Hopefully gonna have it running in this video, but you never know. Who knows what we run into and turns into more badonker things. But first things off, listen, if you guys can help out, go down below, hit the new hype button feature. If you go down, I think you can scroll over to where it says comments and stuff like that. You can scroll over, eventually see something that says hype. Hit the hype button. It helps out the videos get you know, pushed out there by YouTube, because it's a new feature that basically just helps smaller creators get their stuff. So I appreciate if you just swap that over and, you know, help out a little bit if you guys want to help build the channel and stuff. But other than that, listen, also go down below, hit the merch. I got new merch down below, so I got the same merch, but my new merch brand. So go down and check below. I'm wearing one of the shirts. I think, hold on. This is not the actual shirt. I think I changed the design, but this is one of the originals, kind of, one of the designs. But it was, it has the same Maverick here now. American flag still the same, all that stuff's the same. So, yeah, so if you guys want to check out that, do that stuff for me, that'd be awesome. If not, it's okay. Stay along, hang out with the video, watch us work on the semi, hopefully get it fully running, and yeah, hopefully running, maybe even driving, who knows. Just gotta get that thing all put up there now. Well, we changed all the universals and stuff like that, so maybe we'll be even driving it, who knows. But first I gotta get dressed into proper clothing, and then we'll go do that. All right, so what we gotta do now is gonna be basically just button up things. So of course we got the head gasket, right, not head gasket, the manifold gasket right there. I got cleaned it up a little bit, got a little surface rust just from sitting for the past week. I think that's really all on this side besides priming the fuel system. I'm gonna replace the O-ring on that, just because I do have an O-ring to replace it, so I'm gonna do it. We also got a whole thing here. So rear motor mount, we do have all engine mounts in, but if you see down there, we do have a screwdriver. I think, yeah, screwdriver right there holding the place of the one. So what I gotta do for that is I gotta put the bolt in, that's really it. But I have one bolt that's too big, one bolt that's too small, because they don't, I'm not spending another $100 something on a bolt from Peterbilt, so not doing that. But yeah, so we gotta make sure our connection cables are not by loose wires, you know, just make sure all our wires are good, which I think I already did that, but I'm gonna leave it on check for now. The rear heater core hoses, so we do have a new fitting for that, which I'm gonna go get it real quick. We do have our exhaust pipe right there, which we do gotta do exhaust. I do have the gaskets all for that. What did I do with that fitting? I thought I put the fitting over there, but it's out here already. So we do got this fitting for the thing, but it's not the right fitting. I need a 90 degree. I can't get my 90 degree until Thursday. So this is 63 bucks. So you know guys, this little fitting, it's not a little fitting, but it's only a decent little fitting. 3/4 fitting is 63 bucks, because to buy 10 of them, it's over 500 bucks. So Peterbilt did not want to order me a, what do you call it? A 90 degree. So I went to another place, all from New Jersey, all the way to Texas, some place in South Texas. There's a small hydraulic shop that has a 90 degree of these. Now why am I replaced? Why did I replace the 90? Because the bolt's stripped. So you see where this nut is right here? That's stripped right there on the old piece, which I don't know where the old piece is at. I think my dad threw it out, or I may throw it out, or it's just misplaced somewhere. I don't know, I don't need it. But yeah, so we're gonna put this 45 on. This 45 will not work really, because it gets too close to the fuel line. So we're just putting it on to test it out and hopefully get it running. I'm only gonna fill up a little bit with antifreeze for now, and then we'll see how we go later. Maybe I'll fill the rest of the way with antifreeze to actually let the truck actually warm up and stuff. But I don't know. We gotta see what's happening first, because I don't know. I'm gonna get antifreeze in this thing. I want to get some things going on this. So yeah. So for now, I'm just going to get this thing in the corner right here. This goes right over here. So we're gonna screw that in, and then after this, I'll get back to the list. All right, guys, I'm getting that fitting in right now. I see she's in there. I just gotta get tightened down a little bit more. But I'm gonna go over a list, because I'm gonna be rushing through this whole thing, kind of get everything done. So I'm gonna just jump in here, just show you guys the whole list real quick, fully. So the heater hose fitting, we're getting that done right now. All of them, oil pan gasket, we gotta redo it, because I didn't tighten it all the way down, because I was rushing to get for this race, blah blah. Long story short, I didn't tighten that on the silicone. So it's just not fully tightened down, and the silicone dried, and so I want to redo the silicone basically. So we gotta drop back down, clean it up, put the oil pan gasket back up with a pan, and we'll be good on that. Intake manifold gasket, Of course, lock-in fuel sensor, which is basically just a sensor underneath the intake manifold. It's basically just to make sure it's tight in there, make sure they're all tight. Little plastic connector, which this one's missing a plastic connector right here, so he's got to, I found the piece, so I'm gonna put it back in. Figure out a small fuel line, which is basically this line right here. I don't know if it's a fuel line, it's just some random line that's, I have no clue where it goes, no idea. So figure out that airline fitting. I'm gonna replace the O-ring right here on this airline right here, right on that fitting. So got that airline fitting. After that, add trans fluid gear oil, which is basically into the transmission. Heater hose fitting, which I'm already getting that situated, and then the exhaust and dry shaft. So we get all those things done, and then this thing will be pretty much ready. Well, the dry shaft we don't have to wait. We can start the engine up before that, but to get it driving, we gotta get all that done. So let's get to work. Hopefully we get it done and be good to go. All right, got the fittings in. I'm gonna try to put the, maybe I'll do the oil pan next. And debate if I want to put the antifreeze in first, or if I want to put the oil in, or do the oil pan first. Eeny, meeny. I guess I'll put the antifreeze first. All right, so I got all the antifreeze in these buckets here if I drained it. So now I'm gonna hook up this pump, put this inside the bucket, pour it all into that guy, and let it just come all flowing down into here. Hopefully no leaks. Hopefully none. Hopefully the one I fixed is fixed fully. I'm hoping. That was this guy right here we fixed, so hopefully no more leak. The O-ring was really bad, so hoping that fixed it. All right, so I got the oil pan in, as you can see. Got the engine mount all tightened up over there now. Now I got this thing off of that thing. Now, we did find antifreeze in here. Not good. Like I said, we already knew about this. We pressure tested the system. We only found one leak, and that was in that one spot. So we're hoping whatever this is, it's something that was something stupid done in the past. But I don't know. We're about to find out. Hopefully the engine is maybe rebuilt. I don't know. There's a whole long story I'm gonna give you guys after this, but It's just possible to rebuild, just so we all know. But we're gonna keep going and just see what happens. Holy shit. Someone got like really pissed off at this thing and no, that wasn't an acorn. Oh, okay, there you go. So now we just have a drain to test this oil out, because who the hell knows what's going on with this. Usually just get a whole gallon of oil in this thing. Just put a whole gallon. Now we just got to put it up into here. Okay. Okay. That was on. Best tool I've ever, best tool wrench I've ever used. And just a little quarter turn. Okay, maybe eighth of a turn. That's good. Check for oil leaks later. Don't want to over tighten that thing. We have the first crank. For the first crank. Okay. First crank of the century. Of the season.
It's on.
I'm just trying to prime the oil more.
Yeah.
It says you gotta do it, keep like, you gotta stop because of the starter.
Yep.
Alright guys, so what we got going on here, we got all the oil in, we got that thing on there, which we're not leaking so far. I thought this was leaking something. Antifreeze look like we're good. I don't see any leaks on antifreeze, I don't see any wet spots on the ground, so we're good on that. We do have the exhaust together, not fully. We gotta tighten it up. I gotta go get some bolts and stuff. So I got that in. We got the dry shaft in right there, as you can see. I'm gonna go over here so you guys actually see the dry shaft. I don't know how I took this thing down by myself. That is in a video from last year, but this thing is huge and heavy, and I don't know how I did it by myself last year. I really don't even know. That thing's rusty as can be. Jesus. Okay. What else I got done yesterday? I don't know what else I got done yesterday. We got a lot done. We got the first crank installed, so we got it cranking. We just gotta put this piece on to connect to here. We're doing today. We're gonna be basically putting some fuel into here. Oh, the manifold. We got the manifold on and all this stuff on. That's what we got done. On this side over here, and then the connector or stuff like that I talked to you guys about. But I got to pour some diesel fuel into here, prime up the system. I didn't put any fuel in there. We did crank it last night, so we got some oil pressure. We got like 20 psi of oil pressure, so I've been doing that little by little, just getting fuel oil into this, into everything. You can't do it for too long or overheat the thing. So yeah, so that's what that is. But other than that, everything else looks pretty good so far. So we're gonna keep moving along. I got the bolt in over there. Yeah. So everything's looking good so far. We're just gonna have to just button up all the little stuff here, and we're gonna have a first fire up 100% right now. So see what happens. Hopefully nothing. We're hoping with the antifreeze thing, it's not gonna be too big of a thing, but we're hoping. This thing sounds awesome cranking up. I mean, if you guys saw it, you guys definitely heard it, but this thing rocks. And it sounds like when it gets going, it's gonna be like whatever you want to call it, but yeah, so we're gonna get going on all this stuff here, and hopefully it'll be all good to go. All right, guys. So just mounted up all the dry shaft stuff. Remounted the trans cooler. Now we're just trying to get the fan shroud on, but waiting for my dad. I'll show you guys that in a few minutes. But I'm just gonna get some some diesel into the filter here. So just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this without making a full mess of myself. Now I'm gonna get the brown. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna prime the truck. I'm gonna turn the key on and off, kind of. I'm not gonna try to start it just yet because we don't have that mounted. We don't want to crack the radiator. I give you guys a whole version of the truck, so we don't want to crack the radiator. Definitely want to do that. So I'm gonna just prime the pump. There's a primer pump on this. I'm gonna just turn the key on and off. Keep priming. Try to get the fuel into the system. Fill the filter up and everything like that. Alright, well that's pulling fuel right out of there, so that's good. Alright, let me turn that off. Oh god. Into this. It's windy out and everything, so I don't want anything falling into that. Just stay. Don't fall. So as you see, it's dropping down right now. So that's the pump filling up the diesel filter, which I forgot to prime, but it's kind of better not to, because that'll make sure that whatever gas you put in is filtered. So it's not a big deal. But right now that's this is basically filling up that right now, and it'll send through the system. So I'm gonna shut the key off, and I'm gonna go get more fluid in that. Alright, that's locked up. Now I'm just gonna turn the key off and on real quick. Alright, so we're primed. I just turned it off and on. She's not running anymore, unless she overheated, but that's a whole nother issue in life. I think we're good. So we just gotta get the rest of this assembled, get the fan shroud on, and then get this all back together, because this was just together, but I gotta take it apart to get the fan and stuff in. So yeah, so after we get that in, and then start cranking the hell out of this thing to see, hopefully it would just start up. It's gonna be a little rough at first because you get air's gonna be in line and stuff, so it's gonna be okay. So it's kind of good that it's gonna be a little slow starting because you get the fuel pressure up. Hasn't ran. This engine hasn't ran for like maybe 10 years. But actually, no, hold on. So let me guys go take you guys down a little bit of a memory lane here. So I didn't tell you guys. I think in the beginning of the video I said I'll tell you guys in another video or whatever. But I'll tell you guys in this video now. I'll make a whole another video exactly why and I'll use pictures and stuff. But so this engine has 400 miles on technically. Now I don't know what they mean 400 miles. Well, here's a couple things. One, we found antifreeze in the oil pan, the original oil pan. We put the new one on. I'm hoping that it was just some odd reason there's antifreeze in the oil pan. I don't know. We're just we did a pressure test. Everything was fine besides one leak, which is on the outside of the engine, but there was no leak on the inside of the engine. So, and it held 15 psi for quite a while for even the leak it had over there, and nothing dripped into the oil pan. So I'm just wondering. I don't know. I'm just hoping that. Well, let me put it like this. I think we have a rebuild engine because there's some markings inside the pan on the rods that would only happen during a rebuild or a teardown. So they told me I had 400 miles on. Now what I think by 400 miles is that it's a rebuild engine and only 400 miles were driven on it before wherever it came out. Now for how long it had to sit for, I don't know. I don't know how long it sat for because, like I said, internally the engine is clean. Externally, this is actually the original manifold from the original engine. But there's things that came out of the engine that are like ridiculously dirty, like it has like 500 miles on. So, and even inside the head is dirty on the inside. I try to clean as much as I can. You know, you can't do too much, but what do you call it though? There's something that don't add up with it. About 400 miles, you know, there's some spots that look like 400 miles, and there's spots that look like 500,000 miles or 400,000 miles. You want to just keep it in like a duration of 400. But yeah, so that's a little quick rundown. But we're gonna try to get the Spanish Drought on, and hopefully we can make it run in the next hour or two. How many 3/8 around me now? It's deep socket 14 in there, if you can, and the small, the bottom row. All you gotta invest into is that. Just get some of like those crate organizers. And just get like organizers, bolts and stuff. Covered.
Ready? Between that and that fucking shroud.
Yeah, I know, I heard it.
There's no way touching goes down there. Antifreeze.
Where?
On top. Those hoses.
Oh. Water pump's pumping. Not like came out, right?
Not like that.
I gotta find my plug.
Is there anything in the heater box that would go to?
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I know where it goes.
Oh.
I just don't. There's two of them that go to the heater box. I guess I don't know. That was something good. All right, let antifreeze leak, but we're gonna get her up back and going and see what happens.